So now what I will do is present the theme that we picked for this year, which is about hazardous waste prevention. So as you may know, every year we try to decide on a topic and to provide some new content, so a new poster and new fact sheets to give participants some new ideas for actions. So of course this is not mandatory. People are absolutely free to pick a different topic related to waste prevention and to organize actions on their own topic. But this one is a suggestion and yeah, a new angle if they want to address waste prevention activities. So first of all, I wanted to introduce a bit the issue of hazardous waste. So it's not always very well understood what is hazardous waste, but really the main point is per year, these are EU data, but per year it's about 200 kilograms generated per person, which is of course quite a lot of, it's quite heavy, it's a lot of waste. And in total in the EU it's 100 million tons, which are numbers that are really impressive. And whereas a lot of people may think that they actually hazardous waste is mostly from companies, it's actually one-fifth of hazardous waste generated comes from households. This means that us as citizens, we can do something about it, and we can make a change, and we can address the issue in our daily life. So that's really one point that's important to mention to participants and to people interested in this topic. Why did we decide on this theme? So, well, of course, to raise awareness on this issue and to promote the action of good practices. So we're hoping to get a lot of actions addressing this topic and then inspire other people to replicate them and make some changes. And hazardous waste specifically poses a greater risk to the environment, but also to our health than other types of waste, which makes it really an important topic to address. And it can also be found in many products, whether it's in really small quantities or in larger ones, but you can find it in many products that you wouldn't necessarily think of or that you don't really realize. So that's quite important to think about what could be hazardous, because it's not always a product itself, but it's some of its components. And we're not always aware of this, of the presence of hazardous waste or hazardous components in our products and in the one that we use in our daily life, such as electronic equipment. And so for this theme, we've decided to create some new content and to create some new fact sheets. So I will quickly introduce them there. So just first of all, of course, there are EU definition and its regulation on hazardous waste, but you might have to see each of you on different territories, how it's collected, for instance, and all kind of details might be different for each territory. But at least here in the first fact sheet, which is the guide to hazardous waste, we're just giving some quick tips and some ideas and some key statistics and key information about what it is, so that people are better aware and better understand the concept and can decide to address the issue. Then the second one we made is an eco-friendly cleaning product workshop. So first it gives you some indication of how to organize a workshop and how to organize a do-it-yourself workshop where you will be making your own eco-cleaning products. Because of course in every house you have cleaning products, and lots of them are actually including some chemical parts that could be easily changed by another using something else. So first page describes how to organize a workshop, and then the second page actually gives you some recipes and really some concrete ideas on what you could be doing, and you know, how to make your own washing liquids or this kind of products, which we think is a really useful action and easy action to organize. And then the third fact sheet that we've made specifically for this year is how to organize a repair cafe, because of course, as I mentioned before, lots of computers and electrical equipment have hazardous components. So when your computer breaks and you have to throw it away, then you're also throwing away, you're producing hazardous waste. So it would be much better if you could find a way to repair it And if you can repair it through a repair cafe, of course, you're also saving money because you're not buying a new computer, and you're having a positive impact on the environment. So we're here again describing some key steps to take if you want to organize this repair cafe, and also with some links to different online guides, because we don't always have someone who's good with fixing stuff. So it's useful if you can find some online guides with really clear steps on how to repair your computer, your phone, or other equipment that you might have in your house. So all of them are available on the EWWR website. The Repair Cafe one will soon be published, and they're also free for translation if any of you are interested to get it in a different language. You can send us a translation. We'll be happy to make the new file. And then the last part is each year we have a new poster, so that's with a new image and a new design, so that you can promote this theme. So this is the one about hazardous waste prevention, with our tagline, which is time to detox. And this is the one we'll be promoting for this edition. And that will be really happy if you can also use. And you can see we've decided to put different hazardous items, or with hazardous components at least, so that people can really directly understand what is the theme and what it is about. So now the main thing to do is, so since the 1st of September, we've opened the registration on the EWWR website, so that will be open until the 9th of November. So if you have a good idea about hazardous waste or about other waste prevention topics, you can register it on the website until this date. And then you will only have to organize it during the EWWR 2018, so between 17th and 25th November. And maybe you might be one of the winning actions, like the one were just presented before. So thank you very much. In case you have any questions, I will check the chat box.
Let's see if there is questions. Yeah, Maiva, you can go directly to question and answer section.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you will see a question from Bella.
Okay, sorry. How suggest assessing the success of an action? So regarding the success of an action, in general, what we suggest is to evaluate how much waste was avoided. So it depends the type of action. Of course, sometimes you can't really assess waste avoided per se, but if it's, for instance, about reuse action, then you can see how much the weight of items that were reused. So when you do a repair cafe, you can see that one computer was repaired instead of being thrown away, so you can assess the weight of its weight of this item that was not wasted, and you can count it as one item, which is, I mean, computers are quite important ones because of all the components in them. You can also assess the number of participants, which is also very interesting, even for us to know how many people are involved in the project. I don't know if this answers your question.
We've got a previous question that I sent to you in your chat section. Is it both for Liova and Sorja? Sorja answered on the chat section, but Liova, if you can read it, it's related on funding.
I'm sorry, I don't see the question.
Yeah, on the chat section.
Yeah, in the chat section.
I sent you.
Yes. Is this project ongoing or is it one-off? Do you have
exactly
funding? our project is still ongoing. We do not have any external funding, completely financed it from the budget of the Euro district. And so this year we still have a budget for that, because we will be buying new cups that we will further distribute to further talk about the issue of disposable cups and reach even more persons. But we don't have external funding.
And Sorja, do you want to add more details on your answer? No? So, let me see. If you can check, the speakers can check in the chat section or in question and answer section if they have any private question related to Sorja, we can't hear you. Can you hear us, Sorja?
Yes, I can. Yes,
yeah, okay, great.
Yeah, the question related to funding. Our event took place in November. We had no funding at that stage, but we did then apply for funding because the campaign became extremely busy, and as volunteers, we found it difficult to continue working and giving the commitment that was necessary to the campaign. So we received funding from the regional waste offices and also the Department of Communications, Climate Action and the Environment for a coordinator for the year January to December this year. And it's been great because it's been we've been able to actually really approach companies, organizations, delivering presentations. We've really maxed everything we could do with the funding that we're getting. And we attend festivals as well quite regularly to try and highlight the reuse concept. So hopefully next year we will go for funding again, and we just have to wait and see what happens. But we will know hopefully by November whether the Conscious Cup campaign will continue again next year. Hope that answers the question.